At the end of the day, I know who I am.
Welcome. You are listening to
Rainbow Table Talk.
I thought I'd hit you with the back and the shoulders tonight. Hey, get it right. Back, hit the shoulders in the right to left. Get the booger, the Bronx.
What's up, Kay? How you doing?
What's going on? Give me love. Give me love. Give me love.
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait. I almost dropped my phone.
Don't drop the phone now. Don't drop the phone. Give me love. Okay. I got it. Mwah. Let me give you the kiss on the side. That's what you need.
Okay. So, this is right here making plates and stuff.
Did you bring a plate for me?
Wait. Oh! You see producer in the back?
Yeah. Look, producer.
I felt like it was like, you remember, what's it, Home Improvement? Remember how you never used to see Will
Oh yeah. For all those years. Did they ever show him?
Trying to jump back.
All you see is like shoulder. You're like, whose shoulder is that?
Shoulder movement. All right, what's up? How y'all doing?
What's going on, my good people?
Well, as y'all can see, I am live on location from Uhaul Lesbians.
This could have not been a better topic because you're actually moving.
I've moved.
You moved. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've moved. This is my lawn chair. I don't have a producer made me throw away my computer chair. She said it was ugly.
You know what? I want to see that chair going forward. I don't want to see you in another chair.
You like
the show will not.
Like the lawn chair?
Yeah, the show will not go right if you're like in a regular chair.
All right. I painted the chair myself, so I feel like I can be in the chair. You know? Give me a little cushion so I sit taller. Anyway, so Uhaul Lesbians. That is what we are here to discuss today. Welcome to the Rainbow Table Talk. I am DJ Duchess.
I am Coach K.
It's Coach K right there.
Coach K.
We're here every second and fourth Thursday at 8:30 ish. I got kids, and one of them tonight is because we just moved and we haven't yet worked out our bedtime routine again. So tonight's topic: Uhaul lesbians.
Yes.
Moving forward into healthy relationships.
This is a good topic because we get this label.
Yeah.
The people. I don't know if everybody in the queer community we get like the lesbians get this title. I don't think anybody else.
I don't care about Uhaul gays. I don't really.
Nope.
Is that even a thing? I don't know if there's any members of the gay society. You know,
let us know.
I feel like with guys, they don't want. First of all, sorry, all over the place. Let's explain what a Uhaul lesbian is. What is your take on a Uhaul lesbian, Kate?
My interpretation of a Uhaul lesbian is that you and a woman, you have a couple conversations. You start vibing. You start like, ooh, this might be the one. It might be 2 conversations. It might just be a month of courting and dating, and boom, next thing you know, you're moving into the spot. You're moving into the spot. You talk about marriage. You're 30, but you're trying to make plans till you're 90. I mean, that's what a Uhaul lesbian is to me.
So it's essentially you've gotten into a situationship where you've started talking to somebody for a short period of time, and then you up and decide, hey, I'm always at your house. You always at my house. We've been talking on the phone for 3 weeks straight. I've been talking to you on breaks at lunch. I've been talking to you when I get home and I'm making dinner. I talk to you while I brush my teeth. So obviously, the logical choice for us is to move in together because
why not?
Because we all the way in love.
Why not? So because I think there's some benefits. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the benefits. So let's just go ahead and just jump right into it.
Okay.
Have you ever done U-hauling? Have you been part of the Uhaul Lesbian Society?
I have.
You had me waiting for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
I had U-haul. What had happened was, we had been friends for a long periods of time. which meant nothing in the end. But it was, it was the next progression of the relationship. So we really had been talking, I want to say, for maybe 2 months, 3 months before we started talking about moving in together. And they lived in another city. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I'm making this trip, this long distance relationship, I think I don't really like. So it was like, let's just live together. And then we broke up,
Okay.
and then we got back together.
Okay.
And then
Did they have to
and then,
un-U-Haul? Did you
and
have
then,
to?
and then they moved in like a month after that.
Okay, okay, okay. Because the queer
So
minds want to know, like, how long you said the time frame, about 2 to 3 months. Okay,
yes,
I feel you.
so it ended up being like, I want to say maybe altogether it ended up being like maybe 7 months after we started talking that we lived together.
Okay.
And so
Don't be
yeah,
trying to stretch out the timeline. You probably
no,
would. Y'all
no,
probably.
they said 2 months. No, hold up, player. We
It's
talked for
2 weeks.
we was together. It's 2 weeks. We talked for 2 or 3 months, and then we had broken up. And
Mhm.
then the breakup lasted about a month and a half. I was sowing the royal oats, and and then we got back together, and then they moved in like a month after that.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's
It,
not bad because there's people that
it's
be dating for like a week.
yeah,
It depends, and especially if you have them good old conversation. If you've been on the phone, like forbid if you talk on the phone and you spend like overnight on the phone, that's it.
yeah,
You might as well move in the following day. I know from
exactly.
well,
Have you?
I haven't U-hauled um with someone. Back in the day, I used to have a little college girlfriend. I think she U-hauled on me. I didn't even know, like it wasn't like she U-hauled on me.
Uh-huh.
Um, she just all of a sudden just started bringing her items over. I didn't know it was a formal move. It just seemed like the toothbrush just appear. Then I
So
just seen drawers appear.
the spend the
Like
night bag became a spend the month bag.
yeah, and then it became like a whole summer bag. Then it became like you living with me for a couple months, but we just never like. Wait a minute, like your stuff is starting to be around this house. You started buying food. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you doing?
So you at some point in time had that moment where you were like, "When when you going home?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I broke my lease.
Yeah. Oh, what you? Yes, I've had that situation. Like I'm in between a lease. Let me come over and stay for a couple, a month or two, and then I was like,
Okay.
eh.
So in that sense, do you think that in a relationship you have to have the discussion of you can leave your things here?
Yes.
Okay.
I definitely, I think you do. I had to think about it. Yes, we need to have that discussion. You just can't. I mean,
You just
you
can
just
leave
need
your
to. You just need because everybody vibe different. You just need to ask for permission. You just don't. Just like okay, if it's a pair of drawers, like a t-shirt, one thing. But then if you start having a whole set that could take you through a week or 2 weeks, you need to know like okay, you don't just come out and say, hey, I really want to spend more time here, or I want to move in, or we need to talk about it. We need to talk about our relationship.
That
You
has to
just
be a
don't.
conversation because you can't just hey baby, you want me to put your toothbrush in this Ziploc bag and you gonna do it. Which one you gonna do? Because
Yeah,
I don't want your bag to get wet when you go.
yeah,
So, but that has to be a conversation.
yeah. It may be cute at the beginning, like, oh, she left her toothbrush, but then it's like, okay, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. So okay. What
Mhm.
are the pros of the U-Haul lesbian relationship?
Ooh, the pros. I mean, no boxes left behind. I mean, you could you got four hands. Everybody could carry a box into the into the house. I mean, you get extra help to move into your spot. Um the you split the bills. If
Yeah.
that's the situation, probably need to talk about that because there's probably some gender roles. You know, everybody do things differently. But if you're open to splitting the bills, you can split that rent, that mortgage down. I mean, you can split. Somebody take a light bill, somebody take a cable
Listen,
bill.
more often than not, I
Hmm.
find that I think that we could add another alphabet to the community.
Oh, did
And
you run this through the human rights campaign?
no, I don't know who I need to get this approved through. Maybe at the next gay agenda meeting, I'll see if we can get this signed off on. But I
Mhm.
feel like there's another section of the community that is also in the straight community as well. But these are known as hobosexuals. Um,
Ooh, honey.
hobosexuals and hobo sapiens. Okay,
Ooh,
these people are those who uh, almost like the devil seek to kill, steal,
and destroy.
destroy. Because their goal in life is to move. Listen, their theme song is a ludicrous song. When you move, I move, just like
Just like
that.
that. Just like that. Where you going? I'm coming with you. That
Because
is crazy.
that is what they do. You move, they move, just like that. Like it's really like, how do you enter into a relationship without a place to stay? Well, I'm over here at my mama house. I just I was in between places really because like I got two kids and so we was staying with my baby daddy, but we not together. We not
You see
together.
my face?
We
Mm-mm.
yeah, we not together. So I
We
was
not.
just wondering, like, if me, Daquan, and Shashan
Absolutely not.
can bring a couple things. Daquan and Shashan.
The kids. Absolutely not, ma'am.
Not.
Sir,
So,
you cannot do that.
but listen, when you are me,
Okay.
who sometimes I have save a hoe syndrome, okay?
Oh yes.
And so
Everybody want to
the
save a hoe.
nurture over nature takes over. And
Hmm.
in my mind, some people just need a helping hand in life. And unfortunately, I've given my helping hand out so many times that I no longer have a hand.
I was
So
just about to. Did someone bite your hand off? Like, do you still have? Did you
listen,
still got fingers?
if you ain't got it, I ain't got it. I don't know.
Oh my.
This is where I'm at in life because I've been I've been burned by homosexuals.
So tell me about that. So I want you to talk about like what is the positives and then also what is the negative since you've kind of like experienced it a little bit.
The positives being that I have children, there's help.
Yeah.
It's not always so much on me, which now in that situation also makes me guarded against who I'm with. So if we're in that situation, then it has to be kind of, I know you and I trust you in a sense around my children. Um,
Hmm.
I'm human. I don't always have the best of judgment. So at this point, then I have to be super careful with that. But
Yeah.
there's the help. There is, if you have the proper person, there is not only help financially, which is why I think a lot of people get into this. I think
Yeah.
um, I enjoy spending time with you. You enjoy spending time with me. We're always together.
It
So
makes
why are we
sense.
paying rent in two places?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm very financially minded. I'd be like, why are you paying that over there? I'm paying this over here. And we always at one place or the other. So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and make this thing work.
And then you could use the money to like do other things. Like if you want to use the money to go on vacation or do different things,
Buying
you
things,
basically, yeah.
investing in things. Um, but I think you have to be at a point with that person where it's not a false reality. Like it's not
Yeah.
this false future that you've built. Because it's real nice. People, when you get to talking about, I want this for my future wife. I want to do this with my future wife. People will start. You have to be careful what you tell people you're looking for in a partner.
Oh,
Because
ooh, what's in that cup? What's in that cup?
because people will be that. People will
Yeah.
be that until like I had the mistake of telling people like I will talk about my hopes and dreams.
Hmm.
And the my ex fed into my hopes and dreams. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. Oh, that's something I want to do. I want to get into it. Oh, you too? I want to do
Mhm.
that too. And then you
Lies.
move in together and it's like, all right, let's get this popping. Let's get this going. I don't know if that's for me.
What you
I don't
mean?
know
You
if that's
said that.
something I do. But you said when we started talking, I changed my mind. Well, I'm gonna change my mind about that key. Let me get my key back.
Mm. And I
So
hope you didn't make no copy because it's the gold key. This ain't the silver key. This the gold key.
that's that.
you know it's something if I really like if I give you the gold key
If I
because
give you go, no,
if
you
I
can't
give
get
you
the
the silver
gold.
and if I put a little character on top of it and put it, you the one. I've had to ask for my keys back a couple times. Let's get into that. Like ask that's a whole theme on itself. Asking for your keys back if the situation doesn't work.
I'm gonna ask for my keys back and then change the locks.
Ooh, you real true.
You can make a minute key at Walmart.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I come home, you sitting on my couch looking at me, looking at us, looking at we. I ain't got time for it.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest part. Like when you do the whole U-Haul experience, and like what you're saying is like sometimes people could get caught up into the whole false reality. You now live together, the situation ain't working out, and now you got to say, okay, hey, this ain't working out. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
give my key. And I had a situation where it was like that whole move out process. Like, okay, time to go.
Yeah.
Why is we
They dragged that bad boy out.
like why don't drag it out? Come on,
And that's
let's
why
make.
I'm not gonna move in with nobody because you ain't gonna sit there and be watching me get my stuff. Because I listen, I be petty too. I'm gonna be slow as hell. I'm talking about like, hey, I got to come back on. Nah, you know what? I wouldn't even be that way because once the end for me, it end for me.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
you'll just be like, damn, did she really even? I did. I'm done. Bye. Like, I'll be over there to get my stuff.
Yeah, like
When I come
not
over to get my stuff, you better know I'm gonna look good, smell good, and feel good.
what? What? Bought you a whole new outfit. You don't even look like you're moving. You don't even look like you're moving
like,
clothes.
like why would you come in that button down to move clothes? Cause I can.
Looking better.
Yeah.
Looking better than when you were in the house.
Because when I upgraded from you, I upgraded myself. Don't play.
Well, I
But
take these boxes. Well, I take these boxes and I come back. That's being petty. If you're petty like that, sometimes put it in the chat. I mean,
producer, we petty.
sometimes.
Oh, producer said we ain't as petty as her. Producer, you petty?
All day, every day.
What?
That's petty.
Producer, why you be don't you can't. You're gonna have to tell us. Producer, take a second. Take a second. You gotta let the people know what is the most pettiest thing you've done.
What's the pettiest thing you've done, producer?
We'll give you a second if you need to think about it.
I don't do petty. I say.
Oh.
Oh, she don't do petty. She stay petty. And she
Okay.
baby hairs behind her ear.
Okay. You don't have to stay. If you stay petty, you ain't got to get petty. I mean, that's
Hey, you stay petty, you ain't got
you ain't guys to get petty. I mean, look. So we got the 1 point. Okay, you're moving into doing the whole U-Haul thing, and then you got some challenge. Oh, Marquita said petty with an exclamation
Oh,
point.
Marquita know. Marquita know producer petty.
Hey, wait. How about y'all being petty? Not me.
Whatever. Anyway.
Petty.
So yes. So now you've okay. I had a situation where it wasn't even a U-Haul. We were just breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why don't try to throw the cookies at me when it's time to break up in order to stay.
Don't
because
do that.
that won't work. Either I'm going to come up with this really this chastity belt of abstinence at
Not
this
trying
time.
to throw the oatmeal cookies at you.
This real hard exterior of don't touch me, don't look at me, we not doing nothing, or I'm gonna do it and be like, you still need to get your stuff.
I mean,
I've
you can
learned
stay tonight, but in the morning,
giving the nookie before they go creates crazy, so don't do it.
look now. I'm telling you, I've been through some situations. You don't want to do that. And I think because when we get sexually involved, it takes the emotions to a whole nother level. And I think that's one of the reasons why we get labeled as U-Haul lesbians, because we have that innate nature to like just connect emotionally and just like vibe and flow with each other, and then automatically, I guess, like trust each other. What's
So
your thoughts on that?
even in even in a straight relationship, because y'all know I was married to a man for a number of years, and even in that relationship, when the yearning for women came back, it wasn't sexual. It was more I miss connecting on this emotional level,
Hmm.
because there is a heightened level of emotions when dating someone of the same sex, and I think it's a general understanding of just understanding our natures. And
Hmm.
so that is why I think it's so easy for us, especially as women, because we connect on such a intimate, almost spiritual level very
Hmm.
quickly. It's so easy for us to get wrapped up in this feels right, and we should build on this. We should be together on this all the time. And we feel like immediately like this could be my soulmate. It could work long before you figured out a person's flaws, or long before you figured out what you can deal with another person.
Hmm.
Already emotionally connected so deeply.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for us, infatuation is doubled in our mind, in our psyche, in our spirit. So
Yeah.
it becomes this, I can't live, I don't want to live without you. I don't want to be without you. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
need to be with
Romeo, Romeo,
you.
or Juliet, Juliet.
Yeah, like, are you going to sit on the toilet? I want to go sit on the toilet with you. Well, I mean, I'll stand there, maybe hold your hand. I don't know. And so it becomes this deep emotional thing, and this is where you get burned, because eventually that infatuation, I read somewhere where it's like infatuation takes almost a year and a half to die down to where you can really see if it's love.
Hmm.
um
Hmm.
and so we're so caught up in the infatuation, we done moved in, and by the time it dies down, it's like,
It's all you've gone past that honeymoon phase, and that's actually going to bring, if y'all haven't checked it out, check out Pastor Aaron, Love Transform. We did that. Love Transform. We talked about that 2 weeks ago, but Pastor Aaron talks about being in a relationship, at least getting those 4 seasons.
hold on one second, because I can't hear you. Who you put on yeah, but they
I'm dancing for the people. Hey, 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 hey. I was just giving, I was just
sorry,
giving the people commercial.
thank you, I
No, I
appreciate
said, no, with you saying that, like it takes a year and a half for that infatuation to die down, that kind of reminded me of the conversation that we had with Pastor Aaron
yeah,
around. Pastor Aaron was sharing that when he counsels people, they need to at least go through 4 seasons.
4 seasons, yeah,
Those four, you need to be able to see individuals in their different lights and their different darknesses
yeah,
before you decide to go into a situation or go into a relationship. Now, there are times where this whole U-hauling process, there's been people that's probably been successful with it.
oh
And
yeah,
10,
oh yeah,
15 years go down, they've been married, it worked for them.
yeah.
But we just want to kind of, peel the onion back as to like what about it works, what about it doesn't work. But yeah, that definitely with, especially women, we have that deep emotional connection. And then sometimes I know for myself, I used to deal with, and I still continue to work through that, but like abandonment. You don't want to be abandoned. You always want that closeness. And I think sometimes we could feel that, like,
Exactly.
I don't want you to go. I
Yeah.
want you to stay.
And
So,
so,
and clinginess.
there's that level of codependency.
Yeah.
And so I've learned that in a certain aspect, I can, if I don't catch myself, I can be a certain level of codependent with somebody.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you have to kind of counsel and talk yourself past that.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, the sexiest thing I've ever been told from a woman is, we should not move in together.
Ooh, turn me on.
And the thing is, because me, I was like, well, the lease is up. I mean,
Yeah.
money, but we could expect. Like I can find every logical reason why we should live together, but being told we should not live together now, let's
Yeah.
wait, was one of the sexiest things I've ever been told because it meant to me, one, you're not a homosexual, which
You're not homosexual.
I've had plenty of experiences with. It also meant to me that you have your own, you're okay with having your own, you're okay with
Mhm.
having your space, you're fine with me having my space, and we can come together and we can be in the middle. And to me, just showing that level of independence, showing that level of maturity,
Yeah.
because it takes maturity to have that conversation. Not that fear that if you tell me no, I don't want to move in with you, that
Hmm.
I'm not gonna leave,
Yeah.
or that, and on my part being like, that doesn't mean you don't want me.
Yeah. Ooh, that was good. That was good.
Just,
That was
just
good.
because you're okay with having your own growth and your own space does not mean you don't want me.
Yeah, because and that's a critical point because sometimes we can view a no as a sense of rejection.
Yeah,
So, and that's cool that how you interpreted that. Like someone says, "Hey, no, I don't think we should move in together." As in, oh, you know what? Actually, that kind of felt kind of good because
yeah,
it kind of gives you a little bit of longevity to your relationship.
yeah.
Because when you move in, it's like you amp the
It short, yeah.
whole.
It speeds up everything by tenfold. Like,
Yeah,
okay, we done moved in together. Now the next logical step is for us to get engaged. The next logical step is to get married. The next logical
yeah,
step is to figure out how I'm gonna get this baby in you for free.
yeah.
What? Oh, never mind.
Oh, how we gonna do this? We're gonna do this.
We'll do this
And
when we buying this turkey baster. I don't know. Anyways,
and black people don't date. I don't. I don't know. I think maybe that.
you think
I don't
I
know. I can't. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I don't think we date like that.
I date like that.
You
I want
date?
I want to go on dates.
What? Ooh.
What producer? What you mean, producer?
I'm not talking about date. I'm not talking about specifically dating. Okay, you got somebody that you are interested in, and y'all are going on dates. I'm talking about like I'm dating this one chick this day. I'm dating you another day. I'm taking you.
Yeah.
Like I don't think our community really date like that. I didn't start dating until I was in my 30s. I mean, that's true. We don't. Like and that's the thing I'm having to learn too, because I'm one of them when people like,
What?
okay,
I had
I remember
I was dating at 6.
you see that's that Sagittarius. That's that Sagittarius. I'm a Virgo man. I have to be thinking. Look, if I find that person, I'm just one. Okay, let's go on dates. But
Listen,
yeah, I think.
you remember Oswaldo in the first grade? That was my boy,
Mm, mm.
Oswaldo.
Yes, I remember. I remember.
Oswaldo was cute. He was both smart. Okay,
Yes.
listen, that was babe back then.
That, that was babe. You need to look him up on Facebook. Yeah, but I don't think we be dating like that.
Do I have a wine opener? Yes, it should be in one of them boxes in there.
Y'all got a wine opener?
Yeah. Okay. So Marquita says that she didn't start dating until she was in her 30s because she was keeping her options open.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something with like our community. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of us don't be dating like.
So I think it's the perception of being a player. The
Mm,
perception
mhm.
of being like, I know, like, I got a coworker. She will at one point in time be like, I'm going on a date with this dude today. I'm going on a date with this dude tomorrow. I left the dude to go on another dude date with another dude, and it was okay for her. But I always felt, no, you can pour it in there. I always
No, you can do full service bartender producer.
thank you, producer. So, but not for us. Like I don't think, I think my last relationship I tried to date,
Hmm.
and every time I try to date, like somebody be like, no. Like one of the girls that I'm dating be like, well, you gonna have to choose. Why? Why can I not date?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
I maybe need to try. I need to maybe need to try that. But like for me, I'm just a person. Like if I meet you, I can't be focused on too many people.
I'm
It's
not gonna remember
too much
putting
charm to go around, honey. I just gotta focus. one
Because
person.
me, 'cause for me personally, when I put my interest into somebody, I want to put my full interest there because
Yeah.
one, I have a horrible memory,
Mm.
and I have to. It takes work to make sure I don't call nobody by the wrong name because I
Yeah.
can't. I barely can get my kids together.
Or tell the wrong family stories. Like, yeah, I
Exactly. Or
remember when you.
like remember when we said such and such? You didn't say that to me. Shoot.
That is the wrong it's the wrong person. Yes, I don't think that we kind of date like that. Meanwhile, we're talking about this whole dating thing. Feel free to go ahead and put questions in the chat. We'll love to hear it. Let's go ahead and flood the chat with some questions, any questions you want to
Now,
have.
maybe
But
y'all talking about what healthy dating is, or the healthy relationships are.
We have not
yes.
gotten into the healthy relationships yet. So
We,
uh,
now we're bringing in the healthy boxes. Let's bring in the healthy boxes.
so bringing those healthy boxes, the ones that have been properly taped up and labeled. Um,
Yes.
so we talked about what Pastor Aaron said, going
Mhm.
through 4 seasons. So do you think there's a time period that you should put on um, before you should move in with somebody?
Yeah. Um, let me because I want to speak for myself. So like for me, I would just say that if you were dating someone for about a year, like during that courting time, like okay, you're talking about okay, we think about getting married. I think shortly before you're probably thinking to get married or so. That's probably when you need to kind of move in together. I would want to kind of move in together to see how you
Yeah.
if you leave
Oh,
drawers on the floor, if you leave shoes on,
it's
how
a
you
whole
roll,
it's a
how
whole
you.
different thing. Let me tell you the I was telling producer the other day, the indoctrination of living with somebody.
Oh yeah.
I was putting up my seasonings in my cabinet,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sasson.
I was sasson and curry in full effect, and I caught myself putting the seasonings up in a certain way, and I realized it was the way my ex used to put them up. And she was
Oh.
meticulous about, why'd you put this here? Why'd you put that there? Why did this
Mhm.
because I was like, your seasoning the way you put the seasonings has no rhyme or reason to me. So
That salt and
I
pepper got to
don't
stay
know
in
where it
front.
goes. Yeah, like I don't know where it goes. This is the most you season. Well, I don't mostly use that seasoning. Whereas the adobo and the sazon, that's what I use. So
Time.
so I caught myself putting the seasonings up in the cabinet the way I had been trained to do so. And then
Hmm.
I was like, wait a minute. This is I
Just
am in
this.
my own. I ain't got to do this no more. So I think that those little things and finding out, the little nuances of your partner when you
Mhm.
get together is a thing. I don't like to do laundry.
Okay.
I don't like to. You can fold the clothes and put them up and tell me to put the clothes up. They might be there 2 days later, and you
Yeah.
might be like, "Hey, bro, when you gonna put these up?" And I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, I'll do it." But for some people, that is like nerve wracking. But so you got
Yeah.
to know who you with.
Yeah. And then also to add to that, like not only like, okay, housekeeping rules that you're gonna do, but gender roles, that's definitely big for our community.
Yeah,
Like, okay, who's gonna take out the trash? Or when it comes down to paying bills, I think that's like a big conversation financially. Like, how are we going to handle bills? Because a lot of the times, um, we're pretty much masculine or center women. There is a stereotype that the more masculine women should handle all the, either handle all the bills or pay the rent or pay the mortgage
I would
based
say
off like heteronormative. So like
yeah.
based,
But
you know what I'm saying? Like with that, like how do you,
even
how do
with
you
that,
feel about when it comes down to bills?
I feel like that I feel like when it comes to household duties, such as finances, I don't think it needs to be a you are more masculine of center, so you pay all the bills.
Yeah.
That's not my scapegoat. I feel like whoever is better with the money needs to be the one who controls the money.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like you,
That's
you
a good
can't,
one.
you can't be. I pay all the bills. Listen, because I lived with a homosexual before who I put in charge of a
Yeah, you
person.
tripping me out with this term.
I lived with a homosexual before, and he was in charge of the bills, and we ended up getting evicted because the fool would not ask for help, would not say I don't have it. The fool would not say anything, and
Yeah.
it ended up being like, and it was after that relationship that I realized I can't fully trust any and everybody to make the right decisions
Yeah.
for my well-being.
Yeah.
Because some people's pride is too strong. And
Hmm.
so instead of just asking, hey, I need help with this,
Yeah.
he was supposed to cover rent, I was supposed to cover utilities, and that did not happen. So instead of it being like, hey, um, let me get 100 so we can make rent, it was
Yeah.
like, it was a big
I'm not gonna say anything at
I'm not
all.
say anything at all. And
Yeah.
so you have to be careful with that. And so in that situation, in that heteronormative, lifestyle, he should have been the one technically taking care of that, or at
Yeah.
least, keeping an eye out on it. But really, I was better with the money. And
Yeah.
so it should have been on me in that situation to say, hey, when you get paid this week, give me whatever towards the rent, you
Yeah.
know, and then I'll get it paid because I was the one in that situation who was better with keeping up with things.
That's a good point. I think, and also with, like what you add with that too is that it's key to know how someone grew up, like,
Mhm.
because you'll see eventually those qualities come up out of person. So knowing a person how they grew up, where if they have money trauma, if they got issues, you want to kind of bring those things to the surface. But yeah, definitely for the financial, for me, I would say, like, if I got it like that, I would say, okay, hey, babe, I'll take care of X, Y, and Z. If you want to take this, but I don't believe in that whole gender role. I think that's a conversation. I think you sit down with your partner, and hey, this is how much you're making. This is how much I'm making. Let's come to something that's fair. Let's come to something that we're comfortable with.
Yeah,
I think that's more of a conversation. Yeah, I don't believe in that because you perceive me more masculine, you gonna automatically default and say, "Hey, Kay, you gonna pay?" No, we're not doing that.
yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
talk. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna talk about what our finances looking like,
exactly.
and as if once it gets better, or however the state of it, then we always reconvene on that conversation.
So I had a conversation with one of my friends one time, and they were talking about like an 80-20 rule.
Oh yeah,
And it was
Pareto
like
principle.
basically like you could have, if you decide to do joint accounts, you could have a joint account
Yeah,
where 80% of your money goes in there, 80% of their money goes in there. So no matter what, even if you make an astronomical amount and they don't make as much, you're still putting 80% of your income in there, and then the
yeah,
20% belongs to you.
yeah,
So then it's like you get to do whatever you want with that. I get to do whatever I want with this. We have our savings, we have our bills, we have our play money, and we kind of make life happen from that
yeah.
standpoint.
I love that idea because then you could just basically have your bills or whatever auto
Exactly.
draft from this account, and you make it easy on everyone.
And I
So yeah,
worry.
that's I mean, what else do you think contributes when you're into this U-hauling space? What else you think contributes to a healthy relationship? So we covered a little bit of your finances, um,
Um,
assorting your salt and pepper.
yeah, yeah, man. Don't have my curry all the way in the back. I need that up front. So that's all I'm saying. I think then it becomes in situations like mine where I have children.
Mhm.
Uh, if we decide to take that step, it's a big step one. Um, and having kids means that one, I don't want to stay in a relationship with you because I have kids and because the kids have gotten used to you, but I don't want to bring anybody in that haphazardly could go. So you
Mhm.
need to know I got kids and they are a big part of everything. So if that's not something you want, then I'm not the person for you.
Yeah,
Or um, we need to make sure that we're on the same mindset when it comes to one, how you're going to be with the children, how I'm going to be with the children, how I perceive you. What is my role with the kids? What is your role with the kids? Like, because we all are going to play a part. Like, we're all going to play a part in their growth. So we need to really sit down and understand what this, because I have a friend who lives with her boyfriend, and she's like, I don't like his daughter. And
Really? Like
and
that's no bueno. No
yeah, and I
bueno.
mean, the kid is older, so a lot of times it's hard to get with people who are dating somebody who has a kid. But I don't know if I could get, no, not I don't know. I could not get with somebody
Yeah, like they don't like your
like I
kid.
don't like your kid.
I
Sorry.
couldn't I couldn't get with nobody that didn't like Kobe, my dog.
Oh,
Even if my kid's a butthole, like I
You just gonna have that's
because
not
because at the end
that's
of
not
the
gonna
day,
work.
at the end of the day, for me, if even if my child is a butthole, then it might behoove me to wait until my child is out of the house,
Yeah, yeah,
because what I don't want to do is have to feel like I'm choosing, because all it's going to do is create a kid who's even worse.
yeah.
Like, because your kid's going to feel like you're choosing a person over them, and it's going to create a even worse situation for your household. Why even put yourself through that?
And I think, and then also to add to that, you could say your children could always sense the energy, and I think it's not good modeling behavior if you are, in essence, co-parenting or having another adult in the house, and what you're modeling to them when they become an adult, and it's time for them to move in with
Exactly.
someone, they're going to exhibit those behaviors.
Exactly.
So do you want your child actually just replicating that? If not, then it's like you got to be smart on who you allow into your household.
Exactly. Exactly. Your space is sacred, and it's their space as well. So
Hmm.
you can't just bring any and everybody in. Like, I've gone on a date, and somebody has said, oh, you got two car seats in the back. I don't even know about this. And my interest went elsewhere after that. Like, it was
Thank you
just
for letting me know.
like, yeah, yeah. Like, even if it was a joke, like, I was just like, nah, I don't need nobody who even think like that.
Mm-mm.
These two
Nope.
two are a very large part of my world. They hold continents around here. So, um, I cannot be with anybody who, one, um, and don't get me wrong, my kids got whew, they are tried. Um, but they're also good at heart, and so I need somebody who's going to love them for who they are, love them for their faults as I would love them for their faults. And I, I've been bonus mommy, so I
Yeah.
understand it ain't easy. It
Yeah.
ain't easy it ain't easy winning over little kids. It's not, because they really, but at the end of the day, kids have a unique ability to see people's true self.
Yep.
And once they reveal that to you, if a kid don't mess with you,
Yeah. If they don't want to come sit down and bring their favorite book or their iPad to you, that's letting you know that you might not, that person might not be the one. Do you think this, like, before, like, say, like, for this is probably not applicable for the people that say, okay, we had this long conversation, let's go ahead and move in. But if there's a longer space, do you think people should go through like counseling or do some type of like check in with some type something else, someone else, like with, even if it's like pastoral care or counseling, before they make that commitment of
I,
moving
th-
in?
I think that before you get married, you should probably do some counseling.
Hmm.
Definitely do some counseling. One, you get a discount on the marriage license. Two,
I didn't know
uh,
that. I'm gonna write
there
that
are
down.
some there you definitely get a discount on the marriage license. But two, um, there are definitely some questions in there that are important. And I really wish I had paid attention to doing my course last time I got married.
Hmm.
Um, but there are if anything, it's nice conversation starters.
Hmm.
If you're like me and who you're with is your best friend, like, it's nice to have those conversations about different things in life, how you see where your life is going, or how you, because people live in different aspects of the world. Like, there are some conversations you need to have before you make lifelong decisions. How is your credit? What is
Yes.
your credit score?
Hmm.
If it's not on par, what do you plan on doing to get it there?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of debt are you in?
Because if we try
Do
to
you
buy a
own
home or try to invest or do anything like a
exactly?
joint business venture or anything is gonna become an issue.
You don't want something to come back and bite you in the butt.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree that I agree that even like if you're trying to do the formality of, moving in together, if you're
You need
thinking,
to ask that beforehand.
yeah, you just kind of sit down and say, hey, do we need to get maybe, some counseling or
I'll be
coaching or
signing this lease and you got 2 evictions and a repossession on your account. Like
that's not
it,
gonna work.
it's not. Is it all finna be in my name? Like what's gonna happen?
Nope, it's not gonna work. What kind of job you get?
Listen, I
Is you
tried.
stable on your job?
I'm talking about tried to dating a homosexual and was like, hey, I'm trying to cash app you. Like
Your
you
account a negative?
you need a bank account. Why don't you have a bank account?
Oh yeah, that's
Tried to go to the bank. No, went to the bank. Like, let's get you an account started. Got to the bank. They knew all along this had been going on, but it wasn't until you got to the bank where the bank people were like, "Oh yeah, you owe a bank, so we can't."
we can't do that.
I was like, "Why did you make me even come in here if you
Why
knew?
why you let me waste my gas?
Why would you waste my gas and my time
Why would
if
you
you
do?
knew you could not open a bank account?" But those are things that you need to ask. Like that, I
Mhm.
never knew that was a question I need to ask. Hey, excuse me, do you have a bank account?
And
I
it's
feel like
sometimes you think out of a level of adulting and maturity that you would have these things done, but because those are the things. If you get into a situation blindsided and you're not asking these questions, guess what? That talk about that year and a half infatuation, or after you go through those 4 seasons, these things are going to be a dismise to your relationship. You're gonna feel like someone's holding you back if you feel like, okay, we want to purchase a home,
yeah,
but we can't purchase a home. We U-hauled in the apartment at first, but we
exactly.
want to get a home. We can't do that.
You can't
Or
do because
especially,
you have nothing going. You have nothing going for you to where you can get it. You ain't held a job nowhere for 2 years. You ain't
yeah, yeah.
like like this. Like I've had what what was it? It's like you go to talk to people and it's basically like, hey, I need time off from my job. For my job, I gotta request it well in advance.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so next year, what kind of vacations you want to go on? And they were like, I can't plan that far in advance. My life don't work like that.
Okay, then
And I was
we not PTO.
like,
You got to take the PTO.
Know in advance when we take the
yeah,
time.
yeah, I need to know
That's how
the
PTO
way
works.
PTO work.
The way the PTO work,
Yeah,
how many weeks you get per
but
year?
when you got a job where PTO ain't a thing,
Yeah,
when
that's not gonna work.
when you have a job, when you're listen, it's hard to date somebody with a job when you got a career.
Oh yeah, I ain't. I'm not. I'm sorry.
It's hard.
I'm not. I'm not.
Like
I'm not.
you got a 401k, you don't know what a 401k is.
Mm-mm.
Do you have insurance? Do you have life insurance? Like these
Hmm.
questions you got
These
to
are
ask.
important. These are important.
But
But
people don't ask these things.
yeah.
I think we get shy about asking these things, or we get um like it's okay. We talked about earlier that there's a certain level of don't leave me.
Hmm.
I don't want to be alone. And so I think because we don't want to end up in a situation where we're getting out of a relationship, we don't ask these questions.
Yeah, and it's all about educating yourself, because like even within our community, from the simple things of like planning children and things of that nature, you need to ask. You need to understand some of these things. You need
I've
to,
talked to straight people.
yeah.
I've talked to straight people who have gotten in a relationship, gotten married, and then been like, he said he didn't want kids.
You didn't know that?
You-
Yeah,
right?
you should, homegirl. You gotta start. You gotta ask these. I'm telling you, especially when you get up in these 30s.
Yeah.
First couple dates, my friend was one of my friends was like, we had a healthy debate, was just like, why should you ask all those questions? I was like, because I ain't trying to waste my time. And neither should she waste her time.
Yeah, yeah. I
If
think
she knows exactly where I'm going and I know where she's going, then we can make the best decision. Okay, do we need to make this work? So yeah, I mean, you got to think you in order to be successful with the whole U-hauling process.
yeah,
You want to ask these questions. You want to have guiding principles. You want to know where a person's mindset is at. You want to know what a person is, where do they see themselves in the next 3 to 5 years or long term.
yeah.
You want to know why this person, that it was so beautiful how you said that that person told you, hey, not yet. You want to be able to say, okay,
Listen,
when turn you on. You want to know,
listen.
you want to have that.
Like a part of me was like, you don't want to be, and then when the confidence kicked in, was like, nah, you good, you good, and then starting to realize it's a good thing.
It
It's
is
a
a beautiful thing.
but up until then, you get used to that homosexual talk. The guy I was
Okay.
talking to has two
Take
kids
it.
and told me he didn't want it. We don't
Anymore.
talk anymore. You shouldn't.
Hey,
Right.
You shouldn't. What you? I
nope.
mean, what? Where's the conversations going from there? I
Yeah.
want children. You do not. What we?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not gonna work. And a lot of times we ignore those red flags.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. But what Cajun said, Coach K said, people ignore red flags and then look stupid when the red flags show back up, and it was like you already knew this.
Listen. I'm queen of ignoring a red flag. My sister told me, red flags look like Six Flags when you're in love. You all in line.
That is the best one I heard.
Straight
You do, but you gotta pay attention, man. Those red flags, we just go ahead and dismiss them, and then we just go ahead and pack up our stuff, and then we go ahead and U-Haul and think that we can change people when we move in. You cannot change nobody.
You
You
can't change.
cannot change nobody. The person that they are at the moment, you think it's either gonna get worse.
And listen to this now. We as humans replace all of our cells every 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
The person you are dating now might not be the person you are dating in 7 years. They may still have some of those traits, but things change. Their personality can change, the way they move can change, the things they do might change. And so 7 years from now, you might be dating a different person from who you dating today. So will you be able to have built a strong enough foundation to where you can stay with this person who might move a little bit differently than they did 7 years ago?
Yeah, and that was a powerful question for me because even like in most recent situations that I've been dating, I just been having to ask myself, can you live with that?
Yeah.
Can you live with that? You
Can you
know,
live with
how that person flows, what that person does. There's a little bit of room for allowing, of course, imperfections and allowing other people to be who they are. But there's some big things like that you hold as a core value. Can you live with that? If you can't, don't pack up your bags and go moving with somebody. I always tell people we are always evolving. We will all evolve together. That is very true.
that? Yep. Listen, I dated somebody who used to pull out their hair and then like toss it on the floor.
Ooh,
And
you got.
if you know me, I have a thing about hair. Is I
Mhm.
and that was it wasn't the deal breaker for me, but it made things that were deal breakers. It made it look a lot worse. Like I was just like,
Mhm.
oh,
Put that on your list too. What are your deal breakers?
and I think you have to come up with some. You have to come up with some things that are just
Mhm.
like, nah, that's a no. That's a no for me. Period.
Yeah. What are your deal breakers? And also, if you're going to live together, how do you divvy up space because you're now sharing the space? Especially like given that we're in a pandemic, a lot of people are kind of, freaking out because their spaces are, no one has space now. So how do you develop, okay, this is my space.
Uh-huh.
You know, these are things that I'm going to put in the home that is a reflection of me. All of those different things you need to talk about.
You also need to figure out if you have the type of person who will allow you to be yourself. Like,
Yeah.
um, being like, if you're artistic, are they going to allow you the time to paint, or does every night have to involve you cuddling up on the couch? Are they going
Yeah.
to allow you the time to do things that make you thrive as a person? Do they encourage you to do things that make you thrive as a person?
Yeah.
Or is it all me, 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 give you your attention? Do your love languages align? You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
you have to ask these questions. These are things that have to be pertinent to your relationship or it won't work.
Yeah, I can remember one of the ones that, like, in my last relationship, I just did not like. And I was talking to another young lady. It was about a bathroom situation. It was like, I don't want to share a bathroom. Like, and even it was like, we was talking about, like, okay, what happens if you get married? I mean, like, it was like, nope, I would have my own bathroom and you would have your own bathroom. And that, to me, I was like, you, like, to me, that's like a deal breaker. Like, not a total deal breaker, but I wouldn't want to be with someone
Like
that I feel like I can't share the bathroom. Like, just don't leave no hair in the sink. Like, I've had women like, I can't stand that. But what's wrong with sharing the bathroom?
they might be on to something. I don't know.
Come on, man. Somebody in the chat. Am I, come on, you can't, so you gotta, you could, it's not just a me thing.
Okay. Can we? I don't mind sharing the toilet, but can we make enough? Like I've seen the his and her
Yeah.
side piece bathrooms.
Yeah. Like, if you got two vanities, you good.
I need two sinks. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like sharing a sink with people. I don't.
Like, you got two vanities. I mean, but there's probably, there's people out there that they only got one sink or something
And
like that. That's different,
some people don't rinse the toothpaste down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, no, wait, I ain't seen it yet. What she said, producer? Cause I go into. How you gonna tell me she said something and then not tell me she said something? Producer about to get fired.
Fine, man. That bathroom thing ate me up. That
I'm
thing
like,
bathroom thing ate me up. We need to. I want to feel. I want to feel one with you. I want to feel like my space is your space,
so there are deal breakers.
but an entirely different bathroom. Nah, no. Like, I gotta walk out of the bedroom to go all the way to the other bathroom. No, I'm not about to do that. Just because you, I mean, no. If we have two sinks, you have your stuff on your side. Just don't leave hair in the sink. We keep it cordial, keep it clean. But that whole, I was like, man, I don't know if I could do that.
I can't do it.
I was like,
So
baby, I don't think I can.
listen, happy. What we the beginning of the year, we trying to be happy, healthy, and whole. And that
Yes.
to play when we're talking about being in relationships. You want to be happy,
Yes.
you want to be healthy, you want to be whole. And so when we talk about U-hauling, being a U-haul lesbian, let's discuss the things that you're packing in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's discuss the things that you're taking with you because you got to know what's in different people's boxes. Some people are only packing trauma, weed, and
Not trauma. We,
dysfunction. And if you over here packing sage and crystals and
honey, you got to keep your
what I'm trying to
sage
say
with
is
you.
you have to see what y'all are bringing together into your household.
Yes.
I
Please check the
don't
inventory.
necessarily want to say that there should be a time limit on when because the person there might be somebody that you could potentially talk to for 2 months and be with and live with for the rest of your life. So I can't determine that. But what I can say is you have to determine the motives behind why you and them are trying to move in together. You need to determine if the timing is correct. You need to determine if the move is purely based on emotions or it's based on necessities. Because these hobosexuals are out there.
They ready to get in your pockets. Yes. That's great.
Just ready to jump in your pocket. So you got to make
Yes.
sure that if you are moving, if you are ready to call up that U-Haul, check the things that are packed in both of y'all's boxes.
I love that. I love that. I think I think that's a good one to leave on.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure both people in the truck pack
Yeah,
that truck up. Make sure you checking the boxes. So that was good. That was solid. That was solid.
solid. So, Kay, you got anything else?
Aside of that, no, I think we covered it all. I think we talked about the cons of U-hauling, the pros of U-hauling, reasons why we U-haul. So I think it's just you got to just check your intentions. You always got to say, okay, why do I want to move? Move into this person, and understanding that when you're moving in, you're becoming one. So it's not just you and that person. Whatever that person brings with them, children and all, you're becoming one. So if you keep that in mind, you could decide if you want a U-Haul. No one's saying it's bad or wrong. You just got to decide for yourself if that's good for you. So that's all I would leave. That's all I would say to the U-Haul and crew. I think Duchess left and is coming back. Meanwhile, Marquita or anyone, do y'all have any questions on the U-Hauling, moving in together? Any thoughts, comments, concerns? I'm glad you agree with me on the bathroom thing. I just don't get it. Feel like it's just a bathroom. Duchess should be coming back soon. So just gonna wait, see if y'all have any questions, livening this thing up before we head out of here. Duchess, you back?
Right.
Do you Duchess, you back? I was trying to keep.
Man.
I think I need to get some DJ equipment. I was trying to keep everybody. Marcus says no questions. This
Nah,
is
I can't
great.
hear
I
you.
don't always get.
Well, here am I.
You can't hear me?
Okay. Well, I don't know what's happening. Anyways,
I'm hearing feedback. Okay.
I just wanted to say bye. I appreciate y'all. Apparently, you just move into a place. Sometimes when you U-Haul, you gotta double check your connection because
Oh, yeah. Oh.
internet was acting up. That's how I'm gonna parlay that. Sometimes when you
Yes.
U-Haul, you better check your connection. So
Parlay.
I love y'all. You can catch
Love
us
y'all.
every second and fourth Thursday at 8:30. Catch us on Facebook, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. We'll keep things posted. I think our next one we are going to have a interview, but we'll let y'all know more about that later. So check us out on the fourth Thursday of the month, and it's been wonderful. Thank
This
y'all.
been good. All right. Y'all watch y'all U-Hauling now.
Love you, Kate.
Love you too.